attorney is a woman named Jill Dugan. Oh, hold on. We don't have any attorneys for South Tucson. We don't have an attorney for South Tucson, so I have to order you released on this charge. Can they still keep the video date?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's still held in custody.
Okay, so I'm gonna make sure that South Tucson knows that you're here in custody, so you will be seen on the 20th at 10 o'clock. Do you understand?
Yes, I won't be able to like post bail then for that.
No, I'm ordering you released for that. So if you were to post bail on your other charges, you would get out on this one as well. And if that happens, if you're out of custody, you need to be in Tucson City Court on June 4th at 10 o'clock in the morning, or a warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
For 10 o'clock, okay.
You'll get paperwork with that information on it.
Oh, okay.
Okay? All right, you're excused. You're welcome. Hey ma'am, can I get your full name?
Ava Rose Kill.
Miss Kale, you are being seen for a warrant out of Oro Valley for a drug paraphernalia charge for March 19th of this year. And I'm looking, it looks like you're being held on a $5,000 bond on a Superior Court case. So I'm gonna order that you be held on a $400 cash or secured bond on this case. And then you'll be seen in Oro Valley City Court, if you're still in custody, by video on May 22nd at 10:30. And I'm gonna appoint an attorney for you. It'll be Richard Glenn. Richard Glenn will be your attorney for that. And then if you were to bond out on your cases and you're out of custody, you need to be in Oro Valley City Court on June 19th at 10:30 in the morning, or a warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Where did you say on June 19th?
If you were to bond out on everything and you were out of custody, then you need to be in Oro Valley Court on June 19th. But if you don't bond out and you're still in custody, you'll be seen by video on the 22nd, okay?
Okay.
All right, you're excused.
Thank you.
Hey, sir, can I get your full name? Mr. Haley, you are here on charges of domestic violence assault, criminal damage, and 3 counts of disorderly conduct. Those are all domestic violence. I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Give me just a moment here to take a look at your paperwork. Sir, do you live with your sister and nephews?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have somewhere else you can go?
Yes, ma'am.
Where would you go?
I can go to a motel.
Do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I was supposed to go to work today.
All right, so I am going to order that you be released on these charges, but the pretrial services was not able to get in contact with your sister and your nephews, and so I don't know what her position is. So for now, I'm going to order that you not go back to the home, okay? If you need to go back to get your personal belongings, I am going to order that you be permitted to go one time with a law enforcement escort. So that you can get your things.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm gonna order no contact at this time with your sister and your nephews, okay?
Okay.
And then you need to be in Tucson City Court on June 24th at 9:00 in the morning with Judge Verena.
Okay.
Or a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and just a couple of other orders. I'm ordering that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, that you commit no acts of domestic violence.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, you're excused.
Okay.
Your Honor, this is the jail once again.
Yes.
So, Mr. Warren is on his way,
Okay.
and Miss Garcia is on her way. I was gonna bring everybody kind of go out of order a little bit if we could.
No problem.
Thank you.
Hi, can I get your full name, please?
Yes.
I couldn't understand what you said. Can you tell me your name again?
Miss Key Garcia.
Number 4, Your Honor. Garcia. All right, Ms. Garcia, you are here on a few different matters. The first is a new charge of criminal trespass. I will enter a plea of not guilty. And then you've got a warrant also out of justice court that is for criminal trespass from March 11th of 2024. And then you've got a couple of city court cases. You were not going to mental health court, so warrants issued for your arrest on those. You've got a criminal trespass from February 5th of this year. And then criminal trespass, disorderly conduct, threats and intimidation from June 9th of 2021. All right, so we'll start with the city court cases. I'm gonna order that you be held on a $500 cash bond. I'm going to appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. And you will be seen by Judge Blue on May 28th at 1:45 in the afternoon. If you were to bond out, you'd need to be in city court on May 29th at 9 o'clock.
So Your Honor, because she has mental, yes, it would be the same because you put bond. Okay. Because she's in mental health, it's just like DV, if you give her a bond, the out date would be the same as the video review date.
Okay.
I can switch it.
Okay, all right. And then on the justice court cases. I will also order a $500 cash bond that'll be concurrent. And you'll be seen in Pima County Justice Court on Monday, the 20th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I will appoint Jill Gookin to represent you in your justice court matters. I'm going to order that you not return to any incident location. All right, ma'am, you're excused. Sir, can I get your full name?
Sure, Cyril Cadet Engineer.
Number 6, Your Honor?
All right, you are here on charges of domestic violence assault, domestic violence disorderly conduct. I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. I'm just going to take a look at your paperwork real quick. Is he in here twice?
I'm sorry, man. Would you repeat this?
I asked somebody a question,
So,
that's okay. There we go. Okay. All right, sir, on this charge, I'm gonna order that you be, held on a $500 cash or secured bond. I am going to appoint Anna Dennis to represent you. I'm ordering no alcohol or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, no firearms or weapons. I'm gonna order at this time no contact of any kind with the alleged victim, who is your wife, Feather. You cannot return to the residence, and you can't go to her workplace. You can go back one time if you need to collect your personal belongings with a law enforcement escort. Do you understand?
yes, I do.
You'll be seen, if you're still in custody, you'll be seen on Monday, May 20th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon by video. If you bond out, you need to be in Pima County Justice Court on June 17th at 10:30 in the morning, or a warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
May I take a note where this is going to be sending somewhere?
You're gonna get taken.
I'll have a different, okay, great.
Okay?
So, so just a question, you
Sure.
say something that, you said something that I didn't get right. You said, about Monday, what's gonna happen Monday?
If you are still in jail, if you don't bond out, then on Monday you'll have a video court. You'll be seen by a judge on Monday.
So which means if I'm bound out today, I'm not gonna be on Monday on the video.
Correct. If you bond out before Monday, then you need to be in justice court on June 17th at 10:30.
Just a quick question, I have a clemency according to my job that I do. Is this going to affect my clemency?
You said clearance?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't advise you on that. You need to talk to your attorney about that. Okay? All right, your excuse, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Pima, go down the steps, sir, while we're inside.
Hi, can I get your full name?
Yeah, Brittany Lynn Mahalka.
Ms. Mahoka, you are here on a charge of interfering with judicial proceedings, domestic violence. I will enter a plea of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Now I'm going to order that you be held on a $500 cash or secured bond. I'm ordering no alcohol or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, no firearms or weapons, no contact of any kind with Jesse. He has an order of protection against you. You cannot go to his house and you can't contact him in any way. Do you understand?
Yeah, we had it modified. I was visiting my mom and my son. It was modified, the probation, the protection order. Does this mean I have to stay in jail? And even after court, I'll stay in jail?
unless you post the $500 bond. And the police are saying that that order of protection is still in place, that you are not allowed to go to that house.
No, but I got it, if you read the protection order, I'm allowed to see my mom and my son. I
At,
wasn't
at that
there for
house,
the court date. Yeah,
well, you need to talk to your attorney about that, because that's not what the police
but
say. So I'm gonna, appoint an attorney for you. That'll be Sal Huerta.
okay.
And then you are going to be seen on Monday, if you're still in custody, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You'll be seen by video. And then if you were to bond out, then you need to be in, Pima County.
She just have to go Monday if she bonds out. If she bonds out, she will still have to go on Monday.
Okay. Okay, so if you bond out, then you still need to be in Pima County Justice Court on Monday at 1 o'clock. Do you understand?
Monday at 1 o'clock?
Yes.
So either way, okay.
So if you're in custody, you'll be seen on video. If you bond out, you need to go to Pima County Justice Court on Monday at 1 o'clock. Okay?
Okay.
All right, you're excused.
Hey, real quick, on Monday, are they gonna release me or keep me?
You'll talk to the judge.
Okay. Good luck, okay,
All right,
thank you.
you're welcome. You're excused.
Francisco Rivera,
have to still show at the same court date.
Okay.
Your Honor, hold on. Your Honor,
Yes,
can we do Mr. Warren next?
Warren, yes.
Number 3, Your Honor.
Francisco Warren. Do we need counsel for Warren?
I believe so. Yes, we
You want
do.
that?
We do. Sir, what's your name?
Johnny Warren?
What's your first name?
Johnny. Johnny,
You said Johnny?
Yeah, this isn't Thomas Warren.
I think we might have the wrong one.
We do.
Warren. Rivera? He's the wrong. So.
Hi, sir, can I get your full name?
Francisco Rivera?
Number 8, Your Honor.
Mr. Rivera, you are here for a warrant out of Justice Court for criminal trespass from December 13th of 2023. You're being held on a Superior Court. You've got a Superior Court hold for your probation violation. So what I'm gonna do with this case is order that you be held on a $250 cash bond. And I will appoint Jill Gookin to represent you. You'll be seen on Monday by video in Justice Court on this case at 1 o'clock. All right, thank you, sir. You're excused.
I think. That was all.
Number 9.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Carlos Antonio Salazar Jr.
Okay, Mr. Salazar, you are here on a warrant out of Sahuarita for driving on a suspended license from November 18th of 2018. Did you know that that was hanging out there?
I didn't know I was hanging out there.
You did,
Yeah.
and you haven't tried to take care of it?
I had a payment plan scheduled, but I missed a payment and that's what kind of went downhill from there.
I see. All right, well, I'm gonna assume you haven't had any issues in the last 6 years. If I release you, you're gonna get to Sahuarita Court to deal with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, then I'm gonna order that you be released. You need to be there, on May 28th at 10 o'clock in the morning, or another warrant is going to issue for your arrest, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're excused.
Super. Any difference? No, that's for you.
Hey ma'am, can I get your full name?
Flor Excel Lucas Salinas.
You are here on charges of domestic violence assault, domestic violence disorderly conduct. I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. I am going to order that you be released on these charges. I'm gonna order that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, that you commit no acts of domestic violence, and I'm gonna order that you have no contact of any kind with Javier. Do you understand?
Yes.
And it sounded like Javier was not gonna remain at the residence, so I'm gonna make that my order, that you'll go back to the residence and he can't go there. Okay? And then you need to be
Yes.
in Tucson City Court on July 2nd at 1:30 in the afternoon with Judge Million, or a warrant can issue for your arrest, okay?
Okay.
All right, you're excused.
Is there any way I can write it down?
You're gonna get paperwork.
Thank you.
Andrew?
Thank you, sir.
New Jersey?
Hi, sir, can I get your full name?
So you can see Pedro.
Okay, Mr. Pettigrew, you are here on charges of domestic violence assault, 2 counts, domestic violence criminal damage, and 2 counts of domestic violence disorderly conduct. I will enter pleas of not guilty, and it looks like they issued 2 citations on this, so I'll dismiss one of the 2 citations. Do I need to do anything to do that?
I believe I'll do a generic, Your Honor.
Okay.
For that one, for the other file.
Thank you. And I'll enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Can the jail tell me you're not showing a probation hold on Mr. Pettigrew?
Say it again.
I'm asking,
Andrew is not, Your Honor.
thank you.
Oh,
So I see you're on felony probation. I expect that they will hold you at some point, on that. So I'm gonna order, on this case that you be held on a $500 cash or secured bond. I'm gonna appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. I'm gonna order no alcohol or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, no firearms or weapons. I'm gonna order, Ms. Slow said that she wants to have contact with you, but was unsure about you returning home. So what I'm gonna order at this time, I'm not gonna impose a no contact order, but I am going to order that you not return to the residence. If you have to go back there to collect your personal belongings, you can go back one time with a law enforcement, escort. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, and I am going to set your next court date. If you do not bond out, actually, your next court date is May 29th at 1:30 with Judge Million. If you're in custody,
It would be the same court date.
you'll be seen by video. If you bond out, you still need to be in Tucson City Court on May 29th at 1:30. Do you understand?
Yeah, so can I ask you a question? So the Superior Court holds, just don't show I can get a bond out.
As of right now, yes. Okay?
This is for the dismissal, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're excused.
All right, thank you.
Do you wanna write that the citation was duplicate?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hi, sir, can I get your full name?
Robert Robinson.
Mr. Robinson, you are here on some warrants out of Tucson City Court. Looks like there's three files. We've got, interpreter, you're unmuted.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. All right, so you're here, the warrants are for disorderly conduct. This is from July 3rd of 2019. And then we've got some domestic violence, disorderly conduct, and domestic violence assault charges. Those are from October 6th of 2022. And then there is a charge of domestic violence assault, domestic violence disorderly conduct from February 15th of 2023. And warrants issued on these cases when you did not come to court. So, sir, I am going to order that you be held on a $500 cash or secured bond. Ordering that you commit no acts of domestic violence, that you possess no firearms or weapons. You have, I'll appoint the city public defender to represent you. And then you will be seen by Judge Million on May 29th at 1:30 in the afternoon. If you were to post that bond, you need to be in Tucson City Court on May 29th at 1:30, or a warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yes, ma'am.
you're excused.
Ask one question.
Sure.
$500 cash buzz is to $500 I'm out. No probation hold or nothing.
I don't see any other holds,
Alright.
but if you bond out, you need to go to,
Superior.
oh, there's
It
a
says
Superior
Superior
Court.
Court on.
Let me see.
That's what we're showing on.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
sure enough.
how's global?
No, hold on.
We're showing a probation violation as Peter report, Your Honor.
That's right. So I will note the probation hold. So correct, if you post the bond, you're still not getting out until you deal with your Superior Court stuff.
Probation.
Okay, all right, you're excused.
You have the correct one here.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Hollis Robert Warren.
Okay, Mr. Warren, you are here on a charge of an unlawful flight from law enforcement vehicle. I will enter a plea of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I am going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you right now. Just so you know, this is a charge from November 1st of 2023. And I understand that you're in custody on new felony charges as well. Pretrial Services recommends against release, and the state's asking for a $5,000 bond on this case. And I see a $50,000 bond on the other felony cases. Did defense counsel want to be heard on this one?
Yes, just a minute, Your Honor, if I may answer my client's question.
Sure. Is this the one you told me was, who went to the hospital? Yeah, it's 2023. Okay.
Sorry, Your Honor, thank you for your patience. Your Honor, I would ask the court to consider something far less than the $5,000 that the state has recommended, given that this offense happened in November of 2023. This is not an subsequent situation to what's currently pending. The nature of it, from what I could tell from the probable cause statement, it was not particularly at high speed from what I could tell, although it was an allegation of not complying. And given that he does have the bond in the other matter, I would ask the court to impose something in this case so that he gets concurrent time credit. So I'd ask for nothing more than $1,500.
I'll make it a $2,500 cash or secured bond released to pretrial if you would post that bond. And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for May 28th at 1:30. Thank you, sir. You're excused.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
So you'll be doing a transport to court, so let's see your attorney for resolving both the matters. Okay,
Okay, do I have the same opinion as this one?
you're gonna get the same attorney, this is not the same.
Sanchez, Rodriguez, it's a misuse.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, sir, can I get your full name, please?
Javier Alejandro Sanchez Ramirez.
Okay. Mr. Sanchez Ramirez, you are here on a charge of domestic violence, disorderly conduct. I will enter a plea of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. I am going to order that you be released on this charge. I'm ordering that you possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, that you commit no acts of domestic violence. I'm going to order that you have no contact of any kind with Floor. So you can't go to her residence or workplace. If you've got your personal belongings at the residence, you can return one time with a law enforcement escort to get your things, okay? And then you need to be in Tucson City Court on July 2nd at 1:30 in the afternoon with Judge Million, or a warrant will issue for your arrest. Okay?
Okay.
All right, you're excused.
I don't know.
But you're gonna get some paperwork.
Oh, okay.
I'll see everything.
Okay, yes. No.
You're excused, sir.
You know, the next two good for me, man, if you're gonna be Spanish covered matters, what do I do?
I'll hide them.
Right, two. And. Oh, yeah. That's fine. Well, we check. Yeah, you got it. Barrio, pasa de
Hi, sir, can I get your full name?
Yeah. Rubén. Rubén, a ver, arriba, Mari. A ver.
Rubén Abel Carrillo Amaya.
El Valle.
Number
Arbay.
12, Your Honor.
Sir, you're here on a charge of domestic violence assault. I will enter a plea of not guilty.
Pero está usted aquí bajo un cargo de violencia doméstica, agresión. Voy a firmar una declaración de no culpable de su parte.
Sorry, give me just a moment here.
Permítame un momento.
Sir, I'm going to order that you be released on this charge.
Se le voy a ordenar que usted sea liberado bajo este cargo.
I'm ordering no alcohol or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, and no firearms or weapons.
Bueno, voy a ordenar que usted no consuma alcohol, que usted no consuma drogas ilegales, que no porte armas, ni armas de fuego, ni ningún otro tipo de arma.
I'm ordering that you have no contact of any kind with your wife, Liliana.
Voy a ordenar que usted se le prohíbe tener contacto de cualquier tipo con su esposa Liliana.
I'm ordering that you not go to her residence or workplace.
Voy ordenando que usted no acuda a la residencia de ella ni a donde ella trabaja.
If you need to go to that residence to get your personal belongings, you can return one time with a law enforcement escort.
Si usted necesita acudir a esta residencia para recoger algunas pertenencias personales, se le permite ir una vez acompañado con un agente de policía.
You need to be in Pima County Justice Court on June 17th at 10:30 in the morning, or a warrant can issue for your arrest.
Su siguiente audiencia en el Juzgado de Paz del Condado de Pima es el 16 de junio a las 10:30 de la mañana. Si no se presenta, puede que se le ordene una orden de arresto en su nombre.
Do you understand, sir?
¿Comprende?
Sí.
Ya.
Sí.
Okay, you're excused.
Muy bien, está libre de retirarse.
Gracias.
Ok, thank you.
López.
107, Your Honor.
Have a good day. Good day.
Good day.
Hi, sir, can I get your full name?
Hola, señor. ¿Cuál es su nombre completo? Rodolfo Lopez.
Sir, you are here on charges of domestic violence assault, domestic violence disorderly conduct, 2 counts.
Pues está usted aquí por unos cargos de violencia doméstica, agresión y violencia doméstica, conducta contra el orden público, 2 cargos de eso.
I will enter pleas of not guilty.
Voy a aceptar declaraciones de no culpable de su parte.
And I understand that I have a victim on the line for this case. You can unmute yourself now.
Tengo una víctima en la línea para este caso. Ella puede prender su micrófono en este momento.
Yes, my name is Edna, that's Ms. Alvin.
Tell me your name again.
Sí, yo me llamo Edna.
My name is Edna, that's Ms. Alvin.
Thank you.
Me llamo Edna Alday.
And what would you like me to know?
Y le pregunto a la jueza si quiere
He's a
ella
very,
contesta.
very nice guy.
Es
He's a
una
handyman and
persona,
he's a wonderful person. That does not deserve this.
esta es una persona muy maravillosa. Él es una persona que hace trabajos de dibujos. Es una persona maravillosa, muy buena persona. No merece eso.
And ma'am, do I understand that your, the minors that were at the residence at the time are not going to be there?
Y le pregunto si tiene
So now
los menores.
he's no longer coming back.
Your Honor, can you ask the jail if he has?
Le pregunta que si los menores que estaban en la residencia ya no van a estar allí. Sí, no, ellos no se les permite regresar. A él,
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
a él no. Gracias, señora.
Thank you.
Can the jail tell me, does he have an ICE hold?
Le pregunta a la
You guys
jueza,
running?
¿lo está pidiendo inmigración? Y dice que sí.
Who is it?
I'm using the door, I can't assist you.
So if I release him,
He's gonna get, yeah.
that's okay. For me to release him?
It's up to you. If you said bond, he'll take care of his charges here, and then he'll be released to ICE.
So what I'm gonna do, sir, is I'm gonna order a $250 cash bond.
Pero lo que voy a hacer, voy a ordenar una fianza de efectivo de $250.
So if you do not post that bond, you will stay here in Pima County Jail and will be seen by a judge on May 29th.
Bueno, si usted no deposita la fianza, entonces se quedará aquí en la cárcel del condado de Pima y lo verá un juez el día 25 de mayo. Perdón, 29 de mayo.
If you do post the bond, sir, you may get picked up by immigration.
Si se acaso deposita la fianza, señor, entonces puede que inmigración lo recoja.
And then you may not be able to make your next hearing date on the 29th at 1:30.
Y no podrá presentarse a su siguiente audiencia el 21 de mayo a las 1:30 de la tarde. De ser así,
I'm going to appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you.
voy a nombrar la oficina del defensor público de la ciudad para que lo represente.
And I'm ordering that you have no contact of any kind with, let me find the name,
Y le ordena que no se le prohíbe tener contacto de cualquier tipo con permitan encontrar el nombre
with Edgar.
con Edgar.
Ordering that you commit no acts of domestic violence
¿Verdad? Que no se comete ningún otro acto de violencia doméstica.
Sir, do you understand?
¿Sí me comprende?
Sí, pero necesito un abogado, entonces, en este caso.
Yes, so then I need an attorney in this case.
I've appointed the city public defender's office, so you can give them a call.
Le he asignado la oficina de abogados del defensor público de la ciudad. Usted les va a poder llamar.
Yo les puedo llamar entonces, y la señorita que he mirado, ella es defensora o
And the young lady, is she a public defender or
Which young lady?
cuál señorita?
el mirado.
Sí, pero no puedo ayudarte con estos cargos. Porque soy de cargos de enfermos solamente.
Ah, pero no,
No tienes felonies, es un buen cosa.
sí, pero yo digo de inmigración, ¿por qué me están mandando inmigración a mi silla?
Well, why is the
Me
immigration
dijeron que no iban a hacer eso.
asking for me and they said they weren't gonna do that?
Sir, I don't know. All I know is that immigration put a hold on you so that if you were released in this case, they would be notified and could pick you up if they choose to do that.
No lo sé, señor, solamente sé que inmigración lo está pidiendo en este caso. Y si acaso usted es liberado, lo pueden recoger si desean.
Y si liberado, ¿puedo recoger? ¿Cómo dice? No entendí lo último que me dijo.
I
Perdón,
didn't
no escuché
understand the
bien.
last, I'm sorry, I didn't understand the last thing you told me.
Immigration asked for a hold so that if you are released on this case, then they will be informed and they can pick you up if they choose to do so.
Inmigración pidió una detención para usted, que lo detengan. Y si acaso usted es liberado, entonces ellos pueden venir a recogerlo si optan a hacerlo.
So you need, sir, just
Oh,
call the city public defender's office to talk to your attorney there.
Usted llame al número que le vamos a dar del defensor público de la ciudad y puede hablar con su abogado sobre eso ahí.
And they may want to refer you to an immigration attorney as well.
Y puede que ellos lo quieran remitir a usted también a un abogado de inmigración.
sí, porque pues estoy en proceso como me casé con esta señora y pues me salían a perder todo lo avanzado que me entiende, y luego tengo hijos ya mayores de 21 años. Aquí,
Well, yes,
3
because
hijos.
un momento, señor, un momento, papá. I married this woman and I got all my things. I don't want to lose anything. I already have a son, but he's older than 21 years of age.
Okay, sir, you need to talk, there's nothing, sir, there's nothing I can do to help you with any of that today. You need to talk to your attorneys.
Señor, oye, no hay nada que yo pueda hacer por usted acerca de eso. Usted tiene que hablar con sus abogados que le asignen.
Thank you, you're excused.
Gracias, está libre de retirarse.
Muy bien. Thank
Very
you.
well. And then
Perdón, no me dieron el número.
okay, are you going to give me the number or what?
Me dijo que me iba a dar un número para.
They'll have the number for the city public defender's office there at the jail.
Y ahí en la cárcel tenemos el número para el defensor público y en la cárcel de Guadalupe.
Muy bien, thank you.
Very good, thank you. And then,
We do have one more Spanish speaker, Mr. Ayala.
oh, there's another question?
Just,
Number 14, Your Honor. He's a Spanish as well.
Yes, we have one more Spanish.
Oh, very good.
He wasn't
Do
listed.
you want to go out of order?
Sure, if you've got him ready, that's fine.
Let me grab him real quick, that way we can relieve the interpreter. Hold on.
Great, thank you.
Yo le hacía, y aquí, la de Tucson, que está bueno.
Gracias.
Hi, sir, can I get your full name, please?
Hola, señor, ¿me puede dar su nombre completo, por favor?
Ezequiel Rubio Ayala.
Ezequiel
Ezequiel Rubio Ayala.
Rubio Ayala.
Sir, you are here on charges of domestic violence, aggravated assault, and domestic violence disorderly conduct.
Señor, está usted aquí por cargos de violencia doméstica, agresión con agravante y también violencia doméstica, conducta contra el orden público.
I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Voy a sentar una declaración de no culpable de su parte. Cualquier cosa que usted diga se podrá usar en su contra. Tiene derecho de guardar silencio.
You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you right now.
Usted tiene derecho a un abogado. Voy a nombrar el defensor público que lo represente. Y ahí a un lado de usted tiene un abogado defensor.
And Ms. Costick, I see that pretrial services was asking to continue this so that they could verify housing apart from the victim.
Y le dice a la abogada que ve que los servicios de corte están pidiendo postergar eso para verificar la vivienda en cuanto a la víctima.
Yes, Your Honor, and I did speak with Mr. Ayala a bit earlier today and attempted to explain that to him, and he understood. So what I would ask is to continue this to this evening's hearing, and I will refer this to our IA attorney for this evening as well to see if they can contemporaneously secure alternative housing for him.
Sí, señoría, yo hablé con el señor Ayala anteriormente en cuanto a eso y él comprende de eso y vamos a postergar eso para la noche y también le voy a mandar un aviso a la comparecencias iniciales para ver si se puede asegurar a vivienda alternativa.
Is the state okay with that?
No.
Y no se opone el Estado.
Okay, then we'll continue this to tonight's session.
Muy bien, vamos a postergar esto para la sesión de la noche.
Thank you, sir. You're excused.
Gracias, señor. Se puede retirar.
Good.
And Madam Drucker, be excused, Your Honor.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you kindly. Have a great day.
You too.
Okay.
Hey, ma'am, can I get your full name?
Julia Renee Cruz.
Ms. Cruz, you are here on charges of possession of a narcotic drug, possession of drug paraphernalia, and child endangerment. I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the legal defender's office to represent you. Pretrial Services recommends release, and the state agrees that it would be appropriate to release you to the third-party supervision of pretrial services, so that is what I will do. I'm going to order monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, no alcohol or illegal drugs. And then preliminary hearing date is scheduled for June 6th at 1:30, but ma'am, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You'll get a hearing at a later date. So you need to make sure that you are in good contact with pretrial services and with your attorney at the legal defender's office so you know when to come to court, because if you miss court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes.
You're getting out today, you don't have to pay any money to get out. You can use call your lawyer first thing on Monday morning. And then that's the further, you can contact, because that hearing is a month ago, be about 20 days later, it's done, but you need them to, by the end of it.
Okay.
Okay.
And Your Honor,
Yes,
is the court going to order any conditions with regard to contact with the victims?
what are you asking for?
I would be asking for no contact with the victims.
So, Your Honor, Ms. Cruz indicates to me that currently the children are in custody of DCS. I assume that she would very much like to be able to work and reunification. She can't. So I'd ask the court to allow contact per any DCS orders in place.
And no objection to that, Your Honor.
Okay. So I am going to write in here contact with minor victims as permitted by DCS. Okay, all right, thank you, ma'am, you're
Thank
excused.
you very much, Chris. All right, just get out and work with both of your attorneys. You'll get a lawyer for that dependency case as well, okay? All right.
Screen in front of you as a judge, turn this year up.
Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
Eric Anthony Escobar.
Mr. Escobar, you are here on charges of possession of a dangerous drug, possession of a narcotic drug, drug paraphernalia, and child endangerment. I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Pretrial services and the state are recommending release to the third-party supervision of pretrial services. So that is what I will order. I'll order monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, no alcohol or illegal drugs. And I'm going to order contact with the minor victims as permitted by DCS. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for June 6th at 1:30. But sir, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You'll get a hearing at a later date. So you need to make sure that you're in good contact with pretrial and with your attorney at the public defender's office so you know when to go to court. Because if you don't go to court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're excused.
Call Monday, so because we're not having your case assigned this action and get out, so just wait till Monday to call Monday. You're welcome.
Yes.
Hi, sir, can I get your full name?
Hey, good, all wrong with?
Hey, Mr. Almgren, you are here on charges of possession of a dangerous drug, possession of drug paraphernalia. I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you right now. I am showing that you are being held on a probation hold without bond at this time. Pretrial services recommends against release, and the state is asking for a $2,500 bond. Would defense counsel like to be heard on this one?
Given the nature of the offense, with the fact that Mr. Almgren does have a probation hold, I'd ask for nothing more than $500.
I'll order a $500 cash bond released to pretrial if he posts that bond. No alcohol or illegal drugs. Monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for May 28th at 1:30. Thank you, sir. You're excused.
Carolyn, De La Rosa? Absent, or consent?
And ma'am, can I get your full name? Ms. De La Rosa, you are here on a couple of few matters. The first is a new charge of theft of means of transportation. I will enter a plea of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you right now. Pretrial services and the state agree that you should be released to the enhanced supervision of pretrial services. So that is what I will order in this case. Order that you not.
Judge, I might,
Yes.
sorry, I apologize.
No,
Just, I wanted to raise just a probable cause issue. Not that it would resolve the case entirely, but I'd ask the court to reduce the charges to unlawful use of means of 5, not the theft of means that she's been alleged. There was no indication in the probable cause statement of intent to permanently deprive. This is a family member's vehicle. All they've alleged in the probable cause complaint is that she did not have permission to utilize.
Mr. Kaler?
Your Honor, I don't think I have anything to add.
Okay. We'll make it unlawful use. Ms. Costick, do you happen to have the section, the ARS section handy?
Oof, Your Honor, I don't, but I can probably pull it up pretty quickly because I do have internet connectivity.
Okay.
But Mr. Kaler might know me
I
off the top of
believe
his
it's
head.
1803, Your Honor.
Okay.
Let me. Yes, it is 1803, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you.
So I am ordering, do not drive without a valid driver's license, no alcohol or illegal drugs, monitoring or treatment is directed by pretrial, and preliminary hearing date is scheduled for June 6th at 1:30, but ma'am, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You'll get a hearing at a later date. So you need to make sure that you're in good contact with your attorney at the public defender's office and with pretrial services so you know when to go to court. Because if you don't go to court, a warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand? And speaking of warrants, you have a couple.
Yeah, I remember, I just gave you some. Yeah.
So the first is out of Marana, for drug paraphernalia on, July 19th of 2022. I will order that you be released on that charge. You need to be in Marana City Court on June 19th at 10 o'clock in the morning. Do you understand?
I do.
And then there's a city court case as well. This is for shoplifting, theft by control, and prescription drug possession from September 20th of 2023. And because you did not come to your arraignment, a warrant issued. I will order that you be released on this charge. And you need to be in Tucson City Court on June 25th at 9 o'clock in the morning with Judge Mayhew. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
All right, you gotta take care of all of these cases or warrants are just gonna continue to issue. Do you understand?
I do.
All right, you're excused.
So different days, tells you which day to be in court, sometime, right? You're welcome. Good luck. I'll office on Monday, I'm not gonna have this by the previous day, it's gonna be there, you're gonna have office size for you on Monday. Thank you, Judge.
Amigo?
Hi ma'am, can I get your full name? Hey, Ms. Domingo, you are here.
I'm sorry?
You're here on a charge of burglary in the 3rd degree. I will enter a plea of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Pretrial services and the state are recommending release to the supervision of pretrial services, so that is what I will order. Order monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial.
Can I ask a question, sir? I mean,
I'm gonna ask her to have a conversation with me first, Your Honor. I'll
Yes,
see if I
please.
can answer it.
For the, to get my case put to,
Charge that you amended on the previous one, can you put that why it was changed on the notes that amended?
Yes, okay, thank you.
All right, I answered her question, Your Honor. Thank you for your patience.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so I'm ordering monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. I'm ordering no contact with the alleged victim, and don't return to that location. So I believe that that is your sister's residence, Nicole. So you can't return to that location, and you can't have any contact with her at this time. You have a preliminary hearing date scheduled for June 6th at 1:30. But ma'am, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You'll get a hearing at a later date. And so you need to make sure that you're in good contact with your attorney and with pretrial services so that you know when to go to court. Because if you don't go to court, you miss a court date, a warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
yes,
All right, you're excused.
Thank you. So Ms. Domingo, give us a call on Monday. We won't have an attorney signed today for you, but we will have some answer on budget. So there's a call Monday. And just no contact with your sister until these people further.
if I don't understand, am I staying or am I going?
You're being released. You don't have to pay a bond, but you do need to call and check in with pretrial services and do whatever they ask you to do.
You got a Monday, right?
And you're gonna call me on Monday. You're gonna call them as soon as you get out.
So that's today, that has to be done today.
Yes, you need to call them and she's gonna come today. So call up on release and call my office on Monday.
Okay, okay, thank you for reading.
Samantha Flores?
Hi ma'am, can I get your full name?
Samantha Flores.
Ms. Flores, you are here on a charge of aggravated DUI. I will enter a plea of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you right now. Pretrial Services recommends against release. The state is asking for a $5,000 bond. And I'm just gonna note misdemeanor DUIs, September 2nd, 2023, February 3rd, 2024, May 15th, 2024.
So Your Honor, as it relates to that May 15th misdemeanor, I do believe that it presents a double jeopardy issue with these felony charges. They appear to be related to the exact same TPD case number and date of offense and arrest.
But I think we've still got even without that one, we've still got the two others, so this would be.
The two prior. Yes, those two priors are pending. They are not convictions at this time.
But the ag DUI statute just says committed or convicted, right?
Right, yes, Your Honor. No, I'm just simply noting in terms of for release conditions, I'm not asking for an dismissal at this time.
Okay. All right. And did you want to be heard on a bond?
Yes, Your Honor, I would ask the court to release Ms. Flores to the supervision of pretrial services. Given that she has no felony criminal history, she has confirmed housing and family support and transportation for future court hearings. It does appear that there is some sort of double jeopardy situation that will need to be sorted out as to which case is going to go forward where. She has not yet been convicted of those two prior DUIs. They are simply allegations, and she is presumed innocent until proven guilty at this time on those. And the fact that my suspicion is, although I don't know for sure, that she was likely released OR on those matters. And the addition of pretrial services support and supervision seems appropriate at this stage, but holding her on a $5,000 bond seems excessive given her indigent status and her young age.
I'm going to order a $2,500 cash or secured bond released to pretrial if she posts that bond. Do not drive. Do not drive under any circumstances, whether or not you have a valid driver's license. No alcohol or illegal drugs, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for May 28th at 1:30. But ma'am, if you bond out, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You'll get a hearing at a later date. So you need to make sure that you stay in good contact with your attorney at the public defender's office and with pretrial services so you know when to go to court so you don't get a warrant for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're excused.
Yes.
Ma'am, can I get your full name?
Guillermina Garcia?
Ms. Garcia, you are here on a warrant out of Pima County Superior Court for charges of aggravated DUI from December 30th of 2023. I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you right now. It looks like this warrant issued, when you did not appear for, arraignment after a refile. Where are you currently living?
I'm living with my grandmother.
And what's
And
the,
Your Honor, just in terms of appointment of counsel, I believe that she already has counsel appointed on this case because it was already indicted, and it's Nicholas Brereton of OPAC.
okay,
I'm just looking to confirm that, but I'm pretty sure that's what. Have you spoken to an attorney? No. This case, yeah. I'll work on verifying that for you, Your
Okay.
Honor, while you go through the other.
all right, so,
Motion.
what's the name of the street that you live on?
It's Amaray. Amaray Way.
So you don't live on, North Desert Rose Trail?
No.
Okay. That's where the, information was sent about your court dates that you missed.
Okay.
So, given that information, Mr. Kaler, are you still asking for the $2,500 bond that I put on the warrant?
Your Honor, given this was an actual refile, we would understand if the court released, her to trial services.
All right. So I'm gonna order that you be released to pretrial services. I'm ordering no alcohol or illegal drugs. Do not drive without a valid driver's license. Monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. And then you need to be in, Superior Court for an arraignment next week, with me. It's 1 week from today on the 24th at 1:30. Okay, if you don't go to that hearing, another warrant is going to issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Okay. Yes. Yes, I do. Thank you so much.
And I'm appointing Nicholas Brereton.
Your Honor, I'm unable to verify that at this time, so if you want to just appoint us, we'll get it squared away before the arraignment.
All right. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
and could you just, I was quite distracted trying to get that information. Could you just confirm the arraignment date again for me so I can make sure
Yes,
we have, where it's on our calendar?
May 24th at 1:30.
Great. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're excused, ma'am.
Thank you. Go to court on that date. Okay, we'll get your attorney situations. Okay, sounds good. All right, thank you.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Thank you very much.
Mr. Herron, you are here on charges of unlawful use of means of transportation, possession of a narcotic drug, possession of drug paraphernalia, and destruction of evidence. I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint Christopher Shalepi to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you right now. And it looks like the state is asking for a no bond hold given his release status on a previous felony case. So I'm gonna order no bond at this time, and we'll have a no,
Your Honor,
yes,
give me just a moment to ask a question, to answer a question for Mr.
Sure.
Herron about the procedure that's about to take. Thank you, Your Honor, I apologize.
okay, so we'll have a no bond hearing on May 22nd at 2:30 in Superior Court. And then preliminary hearing date is scheduled for May 20th at 1:30. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, you're excused, sir. Hi, sir, can I get your full name?
Roberto Antonio Pereira.
Number
We
21.
just did Herron.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Mr.
It's
Prada,
okay,
you,
then follow them.
Oh.
for now. No, Your Honor, I think they're calling someone. Please let me clear what's happening here.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay, so they're calling Robin Hogan, Your Honor,
Okay.
instead of Mr. Breda, and then I'll bring Mr. Breda right now. Thank you.
hi ma'am, can I get your full name?
It's Robert Elizabeth Hogan.
Hey, Ms. Hogan, you are here on charges of aggravated assault using a simulated deadly weapon, 4 counts. I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the legal defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you right now. Pretrial Services recommends against release. The state is asking for a $20,000 bond. I'll hear from the
I
state.
don't care if it's-
I'll hear from the state first.
Your Honor, we're asking for the $20,000 bond because of Ms. Hogan's prior felony convictions for prior failures to appear in the nature of this offense. Ms. Hogan used a BB gun that the victims believed to be a firearm. Because of the nature of that offense, we would ask for bond.
I'll hear from defense counsel.
Your Honor, I'd ask the court to release Ms. Hogan to pretrial services. She has a single felony conviction from 2000. This is quite old. This is a woman who has clearly stayed out of trouble for quite some time. And it was a simulated weapon, not a real weapon, and it seems to have emanated from some sort of driving incident. It's unclear who started it or how or why, but Ms. Hogan is also in considerable physical pain, as I can observe here right now next to me, and I think that she would benefit from some community-based healthcare at this time. I do believe that she can abide by all conditions that.
I'm going to order a $5,000 cash or secured bond released to pretrial services if she posts that bond. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, no contact of any kind with any alleged victims. And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for May 28th at 1:30. But ma'am, if you bond out, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You're gonna get a hearing at a later date. So you need to make sure that you're in good contact with pretrial and with the legal defender's office so that you know when to go to court, because if you miss court, a warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
I got a question about that. I work 60 hours a week. I can't make court. I work 6 days a week.
I'll advise you, Your Honor, if you'll allow me to mute my microphone.
Sure, but let me, here, can I say something first?
Yes, Judge, thank you.
Ma'am, I just want to be clear. You don't have the choice to go to court or not go to court. If you do choose not to go to court, you're gonna stay in jail. Okay? I'll let Ms. Costick fill you in on the rest.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay. Sir, can you tell me your name again, please?
Roberto Anthony Breda.
Okay, Mr. Pareda, you're here on a couple matters. The first is a new charge of unlawful flight from law enforcement. I will enter a plea of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the legal advocate to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you right now. Pretrial Services recommends against release. The state is asking for a $5,000 bond. I'll hear from defense counsel.
Your Honor, I'd ask the court to consider Mr. Paredes' indigent status and the nature of the offense, that it did not involve, high rates of speed from what I could tell from the probable cause statement, and that, Mr. Paredes does understand and appreciate his obligations to the court. I would recommend that you don't, but
I'm gonna order a $2,500 cash or secured bond released to pretrial if you post that bond. Do not drive without a valid driver's license, no alcohol or illegal drugs, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for May 28th at 1:30. And then I've got a city court warrant as well. This is for drug paraphernalia charge from March 23rd of this year, and then failure to appear at your arraignment. On this charge, I'm gonna order that you be released. I will appoint the city public defender's office to represent you since you'll be in custody on the other charge. And you'll be seen for a non-transport review if you're still in custody on June 28th at 9:30. If you get out of custody, you need to be in Tucson City Court on June 28th at 9:30, or another warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, sure.
All right, you're excused.
Perkins?
Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
Yes, it's Roy Perkins, Roy Lee Perkins.
Mr. Perkins, you are here on a charge of unlawful flight from law enforcement. I will enter a plea of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Pretrial services recommends release, and the state is also in agreement that you should be released to the supervision of pretrial services. So that is what I will order.
Thank you.
I'm going to order monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. Do not drive without a valid driver's license. No alcohol or illegal drugs. And you have a preliminary hearing date scheduled for June 6th at 1:30. But sir, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You're going to get a hearing at a later date. You need to make sure that you're in good contact with pretrial services and with your attorney at the public defender's office, so you know when to go to court, because if you miss court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You're excused.
Okay, thank you.
Call my attorney to get out, you need to do whatever they ask of you, and then call my office on Sunday, and we'll get you to make your attorney date. Okay?
Gotcha.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
You said,
Oh,
yes.
Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
Byron Silva.
Mr. Silva, you were here on a warrant out of Pima County Superior Court for charges of dangerous drug violation and drug paraphernalia violations from May 16th of 2023. I will enter pleas of not guilty. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you, and you have the right to counsel. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And let's see. So it looks like you were released to pretrial services. I think this is one where you've been arrested and released on it at least twice, and you're not in contact with pretrial services, so I had to issue another warrant.
Yeah, there was actually, they sent the wrong mail to the wrong place where I was working.
Sir, you weren't in contact with pretrial services. You were ordered to stay in contact with pretrial services, and you did not contact them. If you had contacted them, you would have known when your hearing was.
I understand that.
These
I'm gonna order a $250 cash bond released to pretrial if you post that bond. No alcohol or illegal drugs, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. And arraignment is scheduled 1 week from today, May 24th at 1:30. So sir, if you end up getting out, if you bond out, you need to get in contact with pretrial services right away, and you need to be in Superior Court on May 24th at 1:30, or another warrant is gonna issue for your arrest, and it'll be a much higher bond that time. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, you're excused.
So it's $250. Is to get out, it was in the cost you $250. If you get out, you need to call food shop services and check in with them, and you need to show them off the state. If you don't get out, then they will transport you for experience, and it'll go for everybody. They will take care of it. Yeah, right now, well, yeah.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Uh,
And I'll go, Your Honor, thank you.